getting rid of the weakness of Flush.
Real. Who needs flesh when you have robots? Oh,
True.
I guess we're back.
Welcome
back, everyone. Hello, chat. If the audio is fine, please let us know. And if we still have problems, then let us know too. Coming back once again, Russia versus Brazil. Casting this match for you is Aladdin and Foxy. We have a pretty fascinating match ahead of us. Seed 3 versus seed number 7. Both teams going through a crazy journey throughout this entire tournament. Both of these teams faced off against typical opponents before. Russia faced against China, winning 6-3. Brazil faced against Chile, squeezing out the victory 6-5 on that tiebreaker. And now here we are on this match.
Yeah, should be a pretty close one. Hopefully we see the protects coming in with a hidden 2 protect on the side of Russia and no mod 5 protect on the side of Brazil. Not too surprised, Brazil does want to kind of go into the gimmicky stuff because Russia's more of a mechanics team than they are a gimmick team, and I'm a little surprised Hidden 2's getting protected, but I do know that Russia has a good Hidden 2 roster.
Indeed, and speaking of this, Russia, they did get 1.5 million score on their Nomad 5, while Brazil got 1.9 million. It's one of those maps that does favor Brazil. For those who have heard us the last time before the stream died, both of these teams faced against different opponents, and there were quite a lot of maps that overlapped, and Nomad 5 being one of them, where Brazil does have an advantage, but in fact it's one of the 2 maps that Brazil has an advantage on, as otherwise Russia has an advantage on those overlapping maps for like the rest. I think for Brazil it was Hard Rock, Fremont 3, and Nomad 5, so for Russia it might be a little different here. Nonetheless though, we do get a Fremont 2 ban here coming in from Russia and a Fremont 1 coming in from Brazil, banging out the anti-mod aim and banging out the 260 BPM mechanics. Both of them are now gone.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. Russia does want to get rid of as many gimmicky maps as Brazil can abuse, and Brazil just wants to get rid of the mechanic stuff, because Russia's arguably one of the best, if not the best, teams on mechanics in the tournament. Especially in this round where they're at a really comfortable starting for them.
Yeah, to be fair though, if you take the mechanics, I'd say that Australia, judging from their match they had against Australia was doing really well mechanically, and I'd even say that Australia is probably one of the best mechanics team in this tournament. Probably followed closely by some of these teams like Russia. But nonetheless though, we do get a DT2 ban coming in from Russia, surprisingly. Not the other way around, because I would think that Brazil would ban DT2, but I guess we don't have stamina on our hands anymore. Brazil, though, might use this to ban DT3, for example.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by Russia banning out a DT map. Russia's a really good DT team. I would think that Brazil bans DT2 of all teams in this match. And maybe Russia banning out DT4 because it is like speed ult, DT ult, whatever. And that is, like, very much not in what they love doing, but it is still good for them.
Indeed, and that DT2 was only played by Russia. We haven't seen Brazil play it, and Russia got around, let me actually find it, they got 2.9 million score, which is not a bad score at all. Left for T to FC that map with 94% accuracy, so I'm not really sold on that ban, but we do get a Nomad 2 ban coming in from Brazil, which does make sense. Russia is favored on that one. Both of these teams have played this, and Russia had a pretty significant advantage over Brazil on that Nomad 2. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving on to the first pick, that is Brazil's, and I feel like we might see their protect either immediately, or we might see Fremont 3.
Yeah, I feel like Fremont 3, maybe even something like Nomad 4, Hidden 1, any of those like techie maps they could go into as well. Nomad 5 isn't always an option for them. So they could go into either of those. I do think that any of the tech maps are good. I'm surprised none of them are banned, if I'm being honest. I was really thinking Russia bans at least one tech map in this match, but they did not. They instead banned the anti-mod and the speed. So Brazil has a few options here that are good for them and they could abuse, but it's going to still be really hard to beating Russia on a map like this, where even the tech maps have some mechanics in them.
That is true. Fremont 3 probably is their best strategy. Nomad 4 also. I'm surprised that Nomad 4 did not get banned. So it should be fine.
Brazil's taking their time, thinking through the picks. They have those options. I don't know if they just are unsure of which one they're gonna go with first, which one they want to save for later, or if they're just thinking about picking their protect right away.
Indeed, they are taking their sweet time, and we do see an Omod 5 being picked right off the bat, their own protect. First pick does make sense partially, and yes, I feel like Brazil is going to look quite confident on this one. This is going to be your rhythm map. ILL, if anything tells you about this artist, is that this artist is quite well known for, well, obviously polyrhythm, for rhythm control, and probably Sputnik, if you heard that one. Oh, you probably did. And yeah, rhythm control, Nomad 5. Brazil got 1.9 million score, Russia got 1.5, so 400,000 advantage last time. Russia looking to one-up themselves and probably get a better result that they did last time against China, and Brazil are looking to take their confident first point on the board.
Yeah, I mean, picking your protect into a match like this, yeah, you just want that point on the board, you want to get something started, and knowing Russia is going to pick something tapping heavy next pick. Brazil kind of has to just get that point there, because if they don't, it's going to be really problematic later in the match. Especially if we get to situations where it's possible for them to go to a tiebreaker, it could be really bad for Brazil to not have this early point.
Indeed, and this Nomad 5 by itself, it's one of the more difficult maps. We did see quite a lot of teams struggle with this one. Maybe on the winners bracket we did see pretty good results, but still, the rosters are ready. Vorkuta, Antolions, Leputit, or otherwise known as the BS voice team, and also joined soon by their fourth player, the Storm T-Light and Kowa. Miazart also subbing in for Russia, still waiting for the Russian lineup to get ready, and I feel like they are slowly getting into that shape. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be starting with the first map of this match, Nomad 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to read those names as good as you did. That is good, yeah.
It's okay, dude, it's okay. I'm all, like, you know, like, for Vorkuta, you can just call him, like, Vor.
Gotcha.
Alright, for, the PS3228, you can call him Lefrutit. That can also work, it's their old name.
Yeah.
But yeah, nonetheless, though. Starting off with this Nomad 5, early ACK advantage here for Russia. An early miss here from T-Light as well, but nothing too scary as the map does pick up quite a bit. Starting now, 1 minute and 53 seconds long, so the map is really short in comparison, but so far, so good for most of these teams, for most of these players as well. Russia having that 4-way FC, while Brazil is catching up, but still good on the recovery as T-Light still gets the combo, but EST finds a miss.
Yeah, and with that early break from T-Light and the break now from EST, Russia is in a really good shape. They have their accuracies as well, looking more comfortable than they did yesterday on this. As they're holding, not letting it go. There's a double miss, traded by Storm, but even now, Russia has the combo advantage. It is still, I believe, accuracy advantage is on their side as well by a long shot. So as they're holding here, Mjolnir finds a break, and yeah, Russia's still in really good shape.
Oh,
Never mind the break.
Massive collapse here from Russia, and also a trade by Soya, but T-Light now, the recovery, the early miss from Brazil, now recovering from their earlier miss, getting that advantage on their side. It's now being shifting to the right now, it's getting even more and more towards their side, as T-Light is going to be running away with this, while they still hold on to that combo. The break is here, the players see their scores, and Brazil looking confident, especially after that double Russian miss here. Russia losing both of their combos. A full combo reset here for Brazil, except for T-Light. Once again, this is not going to help them quite a bit as Russia is slowly recovering, getting that advantage on their side. This is going to be close, 10,000 advantage. Now, T-Light also missing. This is not helping at all. Russia looking significantly better on this one so far. And it looks like the pick that Brazil had, the one that they protected, is slipping out of their hands immediately.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for Brazil. Losing your own pick and your protect is so bad, like this early as well. The mental boom from this is just insane. And yeah, Russia
look at much better. Yeah, the performance that they showed last time, they got 1.5 million last time. Now it's been 2.1 million. Brazil got slightly less. They underperformed a little bit by 100,000, and now Russia get the first point on the board as one of the players left early. So hopefully it's gonna be fixed soon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to remind Russia that they should not be leaving early. This was
Yeah,
they have been doing that quite a bit.
Yeah, Russia just wants the matches to get over with and just take the win home. And I mean, with this victory, they have a very good chance of mental boom in Brazil here and just doing really good in the match as well. And audio breaks.
For real. Hopefully we are gonna get the point on the Russian side relatively soon while we are still waiting for Russian pick now. Russia does have a lot of options on their hand. They do have well, their own Protect Hidden too. They have mechanics, they have DT3, they have Nomad, I'd say... Actually, no, they don't really have that many options for speed, but still, the Hiddens are there as well. Hidden 1, Hidden 2, Hidden 3. All Hiddens are open for the taking, and same goes for other maps in this pool, such as... I'm trying to remember the pool. One of the poolers, by the way, forgets about the pool. They could go the 1-6 as well, yeah. Hidden 2. Hidden 2, though, is definitely one of the picks that should favor Russia on paper. It is a little bit easy. Honestly, I would prefer for Russia to probably go with something like Nomad 6, as it does test the rating a little more. However, this Hidden 2 should still go their way. Russia has a pretty stacked Hidden roster, and Brazil, they haven't really played this map in their match, and so did Russia, so it's a bit of an uncharted territory for both of these teams, but there is a reason why Russia is protecting this against Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised by this protect, but I mean, showing how well they did on the Nomad 5, Russia has definitely just low rolled yesterday on it. And yeah, this Hidden 2 could go very easily in their favor, as Russia, as you said, has a really good Hidden roster. I don't think Brazil has a Hidden roster to match it. This map is somewhat on the easier side of the pool, so it could be like just random misses can bring it to Brazil's side, but Russia's looking really good on this one.
True. We do love Bruno Mars, but we might not like this map, as you can see by the chat. But yeah, this Hidden 2 is a little bit on the interesting side. One of the easier maps in the pool, definitely, and we already see the core Russian players for Hidden already joining into the lobby. We do see Sound Boomer, the reading legend from Russia, at least for this rank range. We do see Necroplasma also probably joining in relatively soon. Meowzart also is there, and probably joined by Vorkuta, as well as we do see Kawa at ESD, T-Lad, and Thacer for Brazil. Probably the same roster as they did last time, but Thacer now making an appearance, as far as I recall.
I believe so, yeah, with Thacer coming in. And now we get into the Hidden 2 very quickly, I believe, as the map's slowly starting.
Yep, waiting for those good luck of funds to finally get done with, as we are now transitioning into this Hidden 2. Bruno Mars and a lot of other artists, not only him. 3 minutes and 38 seconds long, 140 BPM. This map is going to be on the longer side, so there's going to be that consistency test to it, but still should be quite comfortable for both of these teams, but on paper should favor the Russian team. But I guess we will see how this will go for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how on paper Nomad 5 went, so this match can't have anything happen. Brazil's a pretty good gimmick team overall. They can still take this, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I just feel like Russia has that much more of a chance to win on this.
Indeed. Starting off already, not the best starts here for both of these teams. Losing a lot of accuracy on this one, but still, map still has a lot of space to maneuver around with, and so far, so good for everyone. The BPM and the AR on this one definitely makes it feel slow, and it does feel slow indeed, as the players so far are looking quite comfortable on this, getting their combo built up, slowly recovering their accuracies and also building them up as well, as Russia retains the advantage on accuracy.
So yeah, and everyone's just holding their combos, the accuracies are lower. There goes Mjarzard having the first break of this map, which is going to give Brazil the combo advantage, but the accuracy is so much on the side of Russia that they're gonna be able to keep this on their side for a little while longer as we get into the first Ki section, I believe. Where no one else is missing, it's just the Mjarzard break.
Just the Mjarzard, but it definitely does bleed out Russia on the long term. Yes, the accuracy is on their side, but still, the longer Brazil hold, the more that miss is gonna hurt. But we do see Kawa missing, though. This is not something that you want to see if you're rooting for Brazil, as Russia now are the advantage. States are also finding a miss. 2 FCs for Brazil now fallen as Mjarzard finds another miss, but it's not one of those free FCs that are still there for Russia, as EST also find a miss not that long ago. Necroplasma once again with the miss, but still 2 FCs against 1. T-Light being the only player holding that Brazilian dream alive.
Yeah, but T-Light, even with his combo, even if Bob Kita was to break, there's still Soundboomer with his insane accuracy keeping this score just locked down. And Russia's looking really good here if those two combos can just keep it up, and as from the looks of it they will. Thacer finds another break, Brazil losing their support combo from him. And it's looking really bleak here, as even though T-Light, EST, and Kawa have those combos, T-Light finds a break.
There it comes. The only person holding Brazil together now finally falling as Russia going into the second Ki with 2 FCs on the board from both Soundboomer and Vorkuta, doing everything they can, and with that the score is going to be moving even further towards the left. That one is going to be running away on a highway. Get that sweet Lada going, as Russia is going to be getting this advantage even further. Thacer finds a miss, but it's no misses from Russia. Still 2 FCs on the board. Still going strong. Finally, Soundboomer finds a miss, but Vorkuta is still there, and the advantage just keeps on growing. 420,000. Mjarzard also finding a miss, but it doesn't ultimately matter. Russia is on the driver's seat, and they are planning to drive this vehicle fast. And hopefully not in such cases as Russian dashcam videos, but still.
Yeah, I mean, even EST has some combo. This Brazilian team is slowly somewhat recovering, but Necroplasma, Vorkita just have those insane combos that are keeping them in the game. Russia would just need to entirely collapse for Brazil to have a chance here, and looking at how comfortable they are, it really doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Vorkita does find a break, Soundboomer does too. Wait, Russia may actually be collapsing.
I mean, they might be collapsing, but look at the advantage though. 500,000, there's no way that Brazil has enough time for this to flip over. Nice try there from Brazil, but ultimately it was not enough, as Russia do gain their second point on the board, looking and starting off this match with a bang for sure.
Yeah, winning both teams protects on the first pick is such a strong power move that Russia is in a really good mental space here. Brazil, not so much, as they did lose their protect on their first pick, and now they have a few options. They do have the Fremont 3 that I believe is their best pick here. They have the Nomad 4 hidden 1, but regardless, the mental boom that Russia did with the Nomad 5 win is just too much, and Brazil's gonna have to just somehow recover that.
Yeah, good try here from Brazil with EST getting 500,000 score, but Vorkuta and Soundboomer definitely making a huge difference here for Russia, getting their second point on the board, as now it's going to be Brazil's turn to pick, and I feel like they might go with Noma 4 this time around. I do agree that Fremont 3 is probably the safest option, but we do see Hard Rock 1 instead. And I am not confident on this one because both of these teams played Hard Rock 1 actually. Brazil got 1.77 million score on this one, whilst Russia got 2.1 million score, which does not favor them. But, you know, Noma 5 favored Brazil on paper, so maybe this time they might overperform and get that high roll going.
Yeah, I mean, this is a different match than yesterday. There's always the possibility of getting a different score, low rolling or high rolling, depending on how you're feeling. And Brazil does have the chance to do this. Brazil's not a bad hard rock team. They do have those hard rock players, so they can do this. Russia on paper is better on this, and Russia has a pretty decent hard rock roster as well, but it could go to anyone here on this one.
Yep. Anime girls doing cute things, cute girls doing cute things, and maybe if you lose this one, this might not be cute for Brazil, but still, you gotta try your best with this one, as Russia, on this Hard Rock 1, should have that advantage, but still, already getting those 4 players on the board, Vorkuta, Lefrutit, Speedymoon, and Doxan on the left side, as Brazil do get Zainstorm, Kei, Kier M, and Ketsui joining into the lobby. This map is going to be somewhere around 3 minutes and 25 seconds long, so a little bit shorter than Hidden 2, but still the overall aim inconsistency test on this one is present, and also the map is quite awkward aim, which you might see a lot on Taikani maps.
Yeah, I mean, Taikani does love his awkward aim, and this map definitely does test the awkward aim a lot here. And yeah, we see a nearly entirely new roster from Brazil. The only returning player from the previous 2 maps is Storm. As Russia gets their core in, we're starting us off with the map here. On paper, Russia's better, but anything can happen. I do hope that Brazil does get the points, starts coming back here for an interesting match, and I hope that their mental did get recovered during the break between Hidden 2 and Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, because if they lose this one, this is not gonna look look good for them at all. It might as well look pretty bleak, but so far, this Hard Rock 1 does not invite them with the best possibilities. 2 misses early on for Brazil. Russia also landing 3 misses. So far, the advantage is there on the Brazilian side, as the awkward aim is catching a lot of people off guard, especially on that Russian side, as Doxan is the only survivor of this Hard Rock 1 intro.
And never mind, as they get a miss right after, and now Brazil in a really good position. Ketsui and Storm holding FC still, as Russia doesn't really have anything to respond with. They have a bit of recovery from their 3 players that missed earlier, but even then, the double FC versus 3 recoveries is almost always going to win. Good accuracies on the combos on the side of Brazil as well. We see Kaki recovering. Storm does find a break. That's one of the FCs gone from the Brazilian side.
Yeah, definitely falling here, but still the advantage is there, still growing for Brazil, only by little by bit. Speedymoon does find a miss though. It's gonna hurt Russia quite a bit on this first TI, as Brazil are still building up that advantage, is slowly going towards their side, especially with that miss from Doxan. Now Brazil are in favor with Ketsui, still retaining that FC with Kakir M. Also good on the recovery. Really good recovery here from Brazil for Kakir M especially.
Yeah, Russia does have Lefruit and Vorkita as their combos here, but with Brazil's combos, it's just not gonna be enough. Doxan finds another break here, as we're slowly just getting closer and closer to the half point of this map, and Russia's not looking too hot so far. Anything can happen still. There's a lot of time for Russia to recover, but Brazil is looking way more comfortable than they were yesterday. Speedyman, Storm do trade breaks. We get into the Kiai style breaks as well. Lefruit breaks, Kakir breaks.
Those are the traits that might favor Russia a little bit, but still Ketsui still retaining that FC, as Vorkuta is the only player contesting him. And with that, Ketsui might as well be running away with this. As long as one of these players misses, then it might go towards either Russia's side or Brazil's side. If Vorkuta misses, Ketsui is gonna run away. If Ketsui is gonna miss, Vorkuta is gonna run away with this. But the Ki is still up high with Russia, and most importantly, Vorkuta is still on that combo, and so is Ketsui. 150,000 advantage there for Brazil, as we are approaching the final quarter of this map, as Speedymoon finds a miss, but the Ki just doesn't end. The intensity is still there, the jumps do not stop, but Vorkuta finds a miss on the stream section, but Ketsui is still standing and not even having the concept of a miss on his mind right now. The combo is there, and he is doing everything, finally finding a miss, but still he has done enough for Brazil to get this Hard Rock 1 maybe on their side, but still there's one last Ki to answer that question.
Still one last Ki and one last combo, as Lefruit does have a combo, finds a slider break, unfortunately right before the Ki, and yeah, Russia doesn't have much of an answer to Kakir and Ketsui holding their small recovery combos, small but effective here, as even through that, Ketsui managed to just build up enough score to let Brazil run away with this one, and Brazil's going to be taking the Hard Rock 1 as Doxan breaks again. And this is the mental reset that Brazil needed, winning a map that on paper was favored towards the Russian team.
The high roll went their way. Brazil now getting their first point on the board. They needed that, and they needed that desperately. And when you had to step up, Ketsui being the spearhead of this Brazilian advance as Russia are now losing their first map on off the match, but still, it's their turn to pick, and they still have a lot of options. But oh boy, does Brazil surprise us with this hard rock one. They did get 1.9 million last time, now high roll, 1.5 million actually, maybe 1.7 if I recall correctly. Getting a pretty good roll here, but Russia underperforming with 1.9 million scored this time around in comparison to their 2.1 million. So, did not go their way, but oh well. Still, nice try from Russia, as it is now their turn to pick. And they have, once again, they can go with No Mod 6, they can go with DT3, they can go with Hidden 1 or Hidden 3. They can also probably afford going No Mod 3 as well, as they also had a pretty significant advantage over Brazil on that one. And same goes for Free Mod. Free Mod, well, the Free Mod 1 is actually banned, so yeah. No free mods for them.
Yeah, Russia has so many options to just go anything. Like, that early breakpoint on the No Mod 5 is going to just put Brazil in such a bad spot throughout the entire match unless they can get a breakpoint right here. And yeah, even then, like, still, the Mental Boom, they did win a Hard Rock 1. Russia does pick a No Mod 6, a map that I don't think Brazil is actually that much worse on. They did pretty decently on both No Mod 5 and Hidden 2. But even then, Russia is just far stronger on these types of maps, in my opinion.
Indeed, we have not seen Brazil play this map in their match against Chile, so this is going to be... Actually, they did. They got 1.3 million team score, 1.386 to be more exact. Russia, on the other hand, is currently trying to find this. I don't think they did play this, but they still are on paper a better team, especially with that win on Hidden 2.
Yeah, I mean, whatever goes on here, it is going to be either make it really difficult for Brazil to come back, or make it so that the match is back to even and both teams will be able to win. This is going pretty close so far though. Not one map has been just absolute destruction from one team or the other. As Brazil is, despite the disadvantage, keeping up their combos and keeping up the score, managing to fight off Russia as best as they can.
Yep. I guess we will see though. This map has been initially mapped as a custom map for a Russian tournament a long time ago, about one year ago, or maybe 1.5 years ago, so some of these players, especially on the Russian side, may have been familiar with this a long time ago. While Brazil, sure, this map has been used a lot on tournaments, and they should probably have seen this a lot, or at least once before, but still, Russia, on paper, once again, do have the same roster as they have on Hidden 2, and I guess the main reason why this is decided to pick this one is to, well, Brazil played it 1.4 mil. Are we gonna get more? I'm 100% sure we're gonna get more. So let's go with this No Mod 6 and let's see whether this strategy is gonna work out for them, as No Mod 6 is now starting once more.
Yeah, I mean, Russia does have Sunboomer on their side, and Sunboomer's a really good reading player, probably the best one in this match as well. Reading just generally favored thanks to him. As we're starting off with the map, Brazil has a very slight accuracy advantage at the beginning, but not anything significant so far. No breaks, no huge ag drops.
Indeed, but still the map is once again on the longer side, 3 minutes and 31 seconds long. That consistency is still there. And we did see Russia being quite inconsistent on Hard Rock 1, but still doing good on Hidden 2, so this may as well be not a coin flip, but on still relatively close map, at least, hopefully. But we do see 2 misses coming in from Russia, 1 miss from Brazil, as Stilat, Miyazart, and Vorkuta find the breaks, and which does give Brazil the combo advantage on this intro.
And yeah, Brazil's holding their combos going into the first Ki here. Having the triple FC gets double. EST does find a break, that does give an advantage to Russia thanks to their accuracies and thanks to the recovery from Vorkita and Myautard, but even then it's still very early in the map. Brazil still holding up those 2 FCs from Kakir and Taser. Not looking like they'll be dropping. Lefruit finds a break though, that's again another advantage towards the Brazilian team despite the recovery on the side of Russia.
Yeah, does not help Russia at all, especially since Lefferty also struggling with accuracy too. Also, one of the two players from Brazil also not looking that good on the accuracy department either. EST and Kakir M below 90%, only now getting that advantage on their side as the combo is still growing for them. And we are about one halfway into this map as EST finds a miss, but still it does look pretty good here for Brazil with those two FCs still standing for Kakir, Am, and Thacer.
Yeah, EST was not the combo Russia wanted to break. EST's not the main focus of this one. As Thacer, Kakir holding those FCs. Elite on a really good recovery of 500. Kakir finds a break. Thacer breaks as well. And Brazil has a double collapse on their FCs as Russia. Really good recovery for Kita does find a break, but Soundboomer Meowstard on those combos just instantly taking the score to their side.
That was just a that was just on a snap of a finger. Both of these FCs gone, thrown out the window as the only FC standing in this lobby is Soundboomer, the rating player that we've mentioned time and time again for the Russian roster, being one of the best rating players in general. We can see them shaking though. Look at that cursor. The shake is there. And either way though, the combo advantage is on the Russian side. Meowzard, good recovery. Soundboomer, FC, Lefferty also good on the recovery. And this is going heavily towards the Russia side. And it still keeps on going. 300,000 score and growing. EST and Kakir M find a miss, but it's still Russia looking so good on this one. T-Light, the highest combo for Brazil, finally dropping. And with that, Russia do secure their third point on the board. And the question is, can Soundboomer FC this up until the very end? It's that rating player. Can they do it? Last patterns, last KI slowly coming towards its very end. And by the looks of it, Soundboomer is getting that FC on the board. And once again, one of the Russian players leaves early. I am crashing out.
Okay, that is... Okay, first off, what the hell is that score? That is disgusting from Soundboomer.
Yeah.
And second, yeah, Russia is going to be taking the Nomad 6 very barely, though. Kakir and Thacer were massive threats, and if they kept holding, this map could have very easily gone to Brazil. But unfortunately couldn't do it, broke in the middle, and now Russia taking their third point, and it's making it really hard for Brazil to continue here and kind of get stuff on the board. They insta-pick Hard Rock 3.
Yep, it's one of those maps that we've mentioned. Not pretty much free, but still, it was relatively close for both of these teams the last time they've played it. Russia only about getting 90,000 advantage. And with that good roll on Hard Rock 1, Brazil, that might be the strategy, honestly. Suddenly, the tables have turned a little bit, and by the looks of it, Brazil can and may as well take this pick. This is going to be more of a coin flip, but you got to take the chances and you got to trust in your players with picks like this, especially on Hard Rock 3, which is going to be your flow aim test. And by flow aim test, I mean it's going to be about 160 BPM flow aim. So a little bit on the alternate BPM, but not exactly alternate BPM either.
Yeah, I mean, if the Brazilian team is comfortable on this, I can 100% see them winning this. And I mean, with how quickly they picked this, I would assume they're very comfortable as well. Which, if they are, I'm not too sure if Russia can contest them, because unless you're really comfortable on a map like this with Hard Rock, then you're just not gonna be able to play it too much.
Yeah, this map is brutal. Probably one of the more difficult maps in this pool in general. A lot of flow that doesn't really forgive you. 160 BPM, not the most comfortable BPM to hit either, especially when you're doing flow aim. So this might take a pretty big toll for some of these players, but still the rosters are ready for both Russia and Brazil. Meowzard, Speedyman, Vorkuta, and Doxan. The same roster as they had for Hard Rock 1, and the same goes for Brazilian side as well. The Hard Rock players are ready and about to kick on this Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, Brazil did win their Hard Rock 1. They might feel really confident on the Hard Rock. Russia maybe a bit of a mental boom on the Hard Rock as well. So this does favor Brazil in my opinion, but we'll just have to wait and see how the map goes. This map is shorter than the Hard Rock 1 was, I believe, by around 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's about 3 minutes and 6 seconds in length, so yeah, 20 seconds shorter, but still somewhere around average in length, maybe a little bit longer in general. But yes, Russia and Brazil, Hard Rock free on the screens and waiting for the Banshee to finally buffer. A little bit of the lags here, but nothing too scary as Russia still gets that early act advantage from the intro.
Getting the early act advantage, but not having the early combo advantage as Doxon finds a break on one of the first patterns in the map. Brazil going to be taking the score advantage very soon, I believe. The accuracy is keeping it on Russia's side. Orkita does find a break that's really helpful to Brazil here, as Speedy Moon also breaks, and Brazil with the quad FC just running away with the score for now.
Yep, they are definitely going to be running away with this one. Not even just running away, they've started the car and they're about to drive on the highway with this one. Kakir M finally the first combo to drop here for Brazil. Speedman also finding a miss, and Meowzard also no FCs here from Russia. Kai also finding a miss, but 2 FCs for Brazil are still standing as the Meowzard finds yet another break, traded immediately by Kakir and Kai. Not looking good here for Russia, but the advantage is still on Brazilian side, 50,000 and growing, and the accuracy is not really helping them that much, but still, it's still going more and more towards the right as the combos for Russia are dropping left, right, and center, and Katsui and Z-Storm looking exceptionally confident on this Hard Rock free.
Yeah, Russia just doesn't have anything. They had a bit of combo starting us off when they started speaking, but unfortunately they just dropped it all, not able to hold the combos against Storm and Kitsui, who are just looking really comfortable. Their accuracy is really high as well. Doxon finds a break, and now Russia really doesn't have much of anything to combat Brazil with here.
Yeah, they need to hope for the misses.
No.
They need to hope for the misses on the Brazilian side. Orkuta also finds a miss. One of the misses, one of the FCs for Brazil finally falling as Z-Storm finds a miss, but Katsui is still standing. The advantage is still growing for Brazil, about 390,000, getting towards that 400,000 territory. 1/3 of the map still left. If Katsui misses, Russia might have a chance, but they also need to hold the combos, which they're not doing. Speedy Moon and Vorkuta found a break earlier, and Katsui is still standing strong on this Hard Rock free, looking to get the FC on the board. Last time we did see him pop off on Hard Rock 1. Can they do that on Hard Rock 3? No, they do find a miss, but still they did so much for their team, and there is no time for Russia to make this huge score gap of 500,000 to go their way, especially as the combos for them are dropping, and Kai is the highest combo, and honestly a crazy recovery from Brazil.
Yeah, Kai and Kakir put in so much work as well, recovering really well. Kakir with 700 combo, Kai still holding his combo now, getting to 1k almost. And yeah, Katsui, Kai, Kakir putting in insane work, Storm as well, and Brazil is going to be taking their second point on the Hard Rock tree, putting up one hell of a performance against Russia here.
That is a crazy team score, 2.1 million on Hard Rock free. I feel like they might have overscored other teams in the winners bracket with this one. That is a really good performance here from Brazil, but still, they are still playing that game of catching up, as it's now once again Russia's turn to pick, and they have options once more. The reading is now gone out of the table. Both Hidden 2 and Nomad 6 have been played and went towards Russia's side. Fremont 2 is banned, so now you gotta open up the new territory, and well, you know, you might go with the opposite direction. You might want to go with mechanics and speed. That is definitely one of the options that Russia can take, but also they have Nomad free, but they do go Fremont free instead.
You know, for as much as we've been saying this is Brazil favorite, I'm actually really surprised Russia's picking this one. Because, I mean, we did just watch Brazil absolutely pop off on the 2 Hard Rock maps, and the only hidden map we've seen was the Hidden 2, which is low AR, very different from the Fremont 3. So Brazil might actually be looking like they're going to be really good and taking a break point here on this one.
Yep, by the looks of it, but I guess we will see. Brazil got about 1.8 million score for their team. Russia last time, still finding that score, by the way. They got 1.6 million, so there's that 200,000 difference here. between those teams, and Brazil might be the low roll for Russia, might be the high roll for Brazil. I guess we will see. But on paper, last time Brazil won this pick. Well, yeah, Brazil got a higher score in comparison to Russia. If you take a look at this map in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Russia does have... I'm not sure if Soundboomer did it yesterday, but they do have Soundboomer for easy, and if we do see an easy on this, I'm pretty sure the multiplier is really high, which would be really good for them if Soundboomer gets a good score, but I don't think you really want to test the waters with that one, because one miss from an easy player, and the score is heavily cut down on what it can do, and Brazil's really good on the hard rocks today. So it's not great to test the waters with easy here.
Well, for sure. The waters are infested with sharks with this one. Brazil are hungry to get the breakpoint on their side and equalize the score. They've been looking for it all match, and the opportunity is presented to them with this Fremont 3, and you might as well take it. It's probably one of the better chances for Brazil to take that breakpoint on the board. But Russia, they probably have a plan and strategy for this Fremont 3. And we will see how this will go as the teams are now getting ready. We see Soundboomer in the lobby. And, well, we might as well see an easy on this one as well, since Soundboomer is here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we will, but if we do, I will be very impressed whatever score they end up getting. And we do see an easy from Soundboomer.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, is that easy or hidden? Yep, that is easy.
Oh wait, Russia got 1.6 million with Soundboomer on easy. So like you don't take that, you don't take the easy multiplier into consideration. So actually maybe that easy is gonna make a huge difference here between Russia and Brazil.
Okay, just saying, but I think client's broken because Anti-Alliance just doesn't have any mods. I'm pretty sure he's going hidden. No, he doesn't even have no fail here. But yeah, as we're getting into the map, Russia's looking really comfortable on this one. Is it? It was a Bancho issue, and regardless, Soundboomer, I don't know if those are Bancho misses. I don't think they were. Speedyman finds a break. Russia's kind of falling apart, as Brazil has EST and Cow on those really high combos. Cow finds a break, but EST still with the combos, still keeping the hope up for Brazil here, as Stacer recovers as well on the hidden.
Indeed, but still the advantage is on the Russian side, 100,000 and growing with Antolyans with that hidden FC and Soundboomer as well as Vorkuta. Everyone is good on the recovery here. EST being the only player standing in Russia's way. Vorkuta finds him, and that's just Russia. That easy multiplier is doing God's work on this Fremont 3, still getting that sweet accuracy, getting that sweet combo and that score on your side. Facer finds a miss, and Russia, this map is so short, and they are taking advantage of that really good Kawat Speedy Moon finds a miss, but Antolyans and EST popping off with this one on the FCs. The accuracies does favor EST a little bit, but those FCs are still holding it. The question is, how are they holding this? This map is brutal. One of the most brutal maps in this pool, and they are holding an FC on this one, and Soundboomer as well with easy 700 combo with easy on Fremont 3. Are they out of their mind? What is this?
This is disgusting. This is genuinely just absolute destruction. I don't know what Soundboomer just did. I am 90% sure they win without multipliers. Yeah. Actually, looking at the MP link, yes they do. And that is an absolutely disgusting team score. Getting 2.1 million without multipliers and what was it, like 2.4, 2.5 with multipliers is absolutely disgusting. And it is just an insane team performance. We were very wrong on this favoring Brazil.
Yeah, we were wrong because we did not see an easy from I did not see an easy from Soundboomer. I would think that they would be insane for going with easy on this one. So not only do you go insane with easy and get it here, but you also get 700 combo on easy with this one with a crazy multiplier that favors your team a lot. And now Russia getting that 4-2 advantage in Brazil. EST did their best on that hidden almost FC, a choke basically, one miss. 800,000 score, 870,000 for them, but still his teammates did not really support them that much on that map. And now Russia getting the momentum back on their side is Brazil. It's their turn to pick, and the options are slowly running out.
Yeah, Brazil just doesn't have that many great options here, especially with losing the Fremont 3. Kinda all of the tech plans we were thinking of go out the window. Never mind, they pick Nomad 4.
Hey, you know what? I'm kudos to Brazil. I'm gonna enjoy the song because it's Les Seraphim, the girlies. God, I love this song. Anyways, Nomad 4, in comparison to Fremont 3, this one is more slider focused and slider heavy. I mean, it's a Helgo map. So, like, taking a look at this, the sliders have an insanely high slider velocity. The slider shapes are crazy. The only thing that makes this, well, not exactly playable, I mean, it is obviously playable, not exactly as brutal, is the fact that it doesn't really have that many slider ticks to them, so it is pretty forgiving in that regard, but still, you kind of have to play those sliders, as Russia is, well, they did, coming off a pretty strong win on that Fremont 3, they might still get the breakpoint on this one. Both of these teams had not played this in their previous matches, so this is going to be an uncharted territory, the unexplored waters for both of these teams.
Yeah, I do feel like Brazil has a bit of an advantage. They're not forced onto the mods. We're only gonna see no mods on this one, which might favor them a little bit, but even then, Russia's a good tech team. Like, by no means are they bad, and Brazil might be slightly better, but seeing how this match has been going, it can go either way, as we've gotten a lot of predictions wrong this time around.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, those are not just predictions. It's at the very least how the matches have been going, like the yesterday's matches, basically.
That
so,
is true.
Teams showing and stepping up when they need, and some teams getting on that low roll, some teams getting on a high roll, and yeah, Russia 4-2, looking to get that match point on the board with this Nomad 4, as Brazil are looking and are desperate for this point, because if they lose this one, Russia is going to be on match point and with their own pick to finish you off. So the options, decisions, all of that are not going to matter. You just need to lock in for this Nomad 4 and take it.
Yeah, and as we're getting into the map, Brazil has an early accuracy lead, not going to matter too much. This map is on the semi-longer side with 2 minutes 40 seconds. As everyone's looking somewhat comfortable at the beginning, we're not seeing any very early misses or act drops.
Indeed, no misses, no act drops, good accuracy for both of these teams, as Brazil does still retain that slight advantage of about 5,000 score. Slowly getting higher with every single 100, but still getting into the more sliders. We are going to be seeing them a lot more on the key eyes. And those sliders, they will not spare you one bit. No mercy shown on those one, as Kawa is going to be the one falling on the transition. Also, T-Light and Ketsu as well. The left rotate being the only player from Russia missing. And it's 3 FCs against 1, as the advantage is going to be growing crazy for Russia.
There goes E-Storm as well, and that's... No, that was a bench break. Never mind, Storm's still on the FC. So Brazil does have a chance to start bringing this back if we see a few breaks from the side of Russia, but they're looking very comfortable. T-Light, left root trading misses with each other. And right now, luck is very good for the Russian team. We get into the Ki, T-Light breaking, Kawa, Bofkita, Speedy Moon break, and now just Z-Storm and Miyazard on the combos.
2 FCs falling. Brazil does have a slight combo advantage with that recovery from Ketsu and an FC from Z-Storm. Miyazard being the only one holding them off, as there's still about half off the map left, and the advantage is still there for Russia. It's slowly going towards the right due to that recovery that I've mentioned prior, but still, as long as Miyazard holds, it's gonna hold them a little bit. And Z-Storm needs to hold on, because if he misses, then Russia will run away with this. But both Miyazard and Z-Storm do find misses on the transition on this last Ki, as Ketsu is going to be the highest combo in the lobby, getting it towards the Brazilian side now. 1/4 off the map still left. They have been the key factor in Hard Rock 1. They have been the key factor in Hard Rock 3. If they hold, there is still chances for Brazil to take this, but still, left rotate and both Speedy Moon are good on recovery as well, stopping Brazil from their dream. If Katsui if Brazil wants to win this, they need to find those misses from Russia. Meowzart, not the miss that you want to see. The lowest combo here. Speedy Moon Vorkuta also collapsing. Last Ki is on the way. It's slowly going towards Brazil. 140,000. It's going there. Left routine also missing, but the combos are still in for Brazil. Is there enough time? The question is, the Ki is still there. It's still going. 100,000, 90,000. Still going towards Brazil. It can still go. It can still swing. There is time for this. 70,000. Ketsui. Everyone is holding from Brazil. No misses. 40,000. 30. Do they have enough time? The map is almost over, but no! It was not enough!
Brazil barely, very barely, just by like 2 seconds of a map, not making it and breaking their fucking. I can't speak.
Yeah, I need to catch my breath as well. I've been yapping for so long. Anyways, that is a breakpoint. Ketsui,
yeah.
They've been doing so much. The Brazilian team, they've been recovering so well, and I thought that this would swing, but it just didn't. It just didn't. 10,000 advantage. It was so close. And now Russia, Brazil's head is in the guillotine. All you have to do is finish it off as Russia on the match point with their own pick, and there are a lot of options. You have that Nomad free. You had 500,000 advantage on that Nomad free last time. You might as well call them an executioner because Russia just crushed all the hopes of Brazil on this Nomad 4. It was so close, but yet so far.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil needs to win 2 breakpoints here, and seeing how confident Russia's been on everything they've played in this match, even the maps they lost, it's really not looking great for Brazil. They do have to they can always take a breakpoint randomly. We see a DT1, we don't see anything super mechanics heavy, we just see standard DT1 map. But even then, it's going to be really hard for Brazil to do much here, especially with the mental boom of losing a map by 20,000 score.
Yeah, the mental. I mean, if you recover from this one, kudos to you, but, well, Russia still on that crazy spree. DT1, a 10.3 aim, does have a little bit of awkward aim to it as well, so maybe Brazil, off of that Hard Rock 1 win, can take this on their side. Both of these teams haven't played this map in their respective matches prior, so once again, uncharted territory for both of these teams, but on paper, I'm not even sure where this will go on paper, probably Russia, but I might be wrong.
I mean, considering how this match has been going, this map can go either way, and I wouldn't personally be surprised at this point. Because, like, Brazil's been putting up one hell of a performance, honestly.
Indeed. One hell of a performance indeed. They gave us definitely one of the more interesting clips of this match on that last Nomad 4. 10,000 advantage for Russia, almost getting it in. But now, you need to forget about this. What's in the past is indeed in the past, as now it is time to lock in and hopefully get more points on the board. The tiebreaker dream is still alive. Russia does not have the 6 points still, so the chances are still there. Although slim, they're still there. You gotta hope, you gotta believe, and you gotta go for it. As the rosters are slowly getting into their respective slots. DT1, A map, probably not the best, could be the last map of this match, could be just the start of something even greater for Brazil. We will see as the DT1 is gonna start shortly.
Yeah, I mean, we have been seeing Brazil do really good on the aim picks. We saw it on the Hard Rock 1 and on the Floim of Hard Rock 3, so they aren't bad on aim, and I do feel like they might have a bit of an advantage. It's just, can they do it at AR 10.3 as well as they did it on AR 10?
Well, that is definitely a test. Players are now loading in a few Bancho breaks here and there, some actual breaks as well, as Sky is getting the first one to find a miss on this one. Nothing too scary though, the map is still just starting, 2 minutes and 19 seconds long, so it's going to be definitely on the shorter side. Left routine and work without finding a miss, giving Brazil that early advantage after the intro.
Yeah, no breaks on the side of Brazil. Kai was also a Bancho break as it seems, and now with the quad FC against the 2 FCs of Meowzart, Speedyman, 1 FC of just Speedyman as Meowzart breaks, is looking really good for them. Brazil seems really confident on this pick, and they're looking very comfortable so far.
Yep, definitely very comfortable still for Quad basically Quad FC still holding on for Brazil. Only Spidimun, the only Russian player standing, kind of resembles Hard Rock 1 in some case. Ketsui and Z-Storm do find a break though, traded by left rotated as two FCs are still against one. The combo advantage is still on the Brazilian side with 1/3 of the map now out of the way. Still some misses here would be good for Russia. For Brazil, if Russia wants to win this, but so far, so good. Kai does find a miss, and with that, one FC is still standing for both Russia and Brazil, and the advantage is on Russia's side now because Vorkuta is good on the recovery. God, Bancho, you're so annoying!
Bancho is just not happy. Speedyman finds a break, give it the advantage back to Brazil with Kakir on the FC. Ketsui and Storm with the recovery. Left-foot and outside Vorkuta trying their best. Storm and the outside find trades, but yeah, there goes Left-foot once again. Kakir now the only combo that can really just hold it for Brazil. The accuracy advantage as well on their side, and Vorkuta does find a break. Kakir looking really good now as Brazil might actually take this point. Kakir does find a break though.
Kakir does find a break, but there's no combos for both Russia and Brazil. The highest combo in the lobby is going to be Kai, matched by Speedybot on the Russian side, but the advantage is still there. A massive advantage for Brazil, 250,000. Russia needs a miracle to win this one. Maybe GT1 was not the pick that they wanted to go for. You're giving your opponent a chance. Kai does find a miss, but ultimately, Russia probably does not have enough time for it to swing. 170,000 slowly going towards the left though. Leprosy does find a miss. 160,000 still going towards the Russia side. Not anymore though, as the misses are left, right, and center. No combos at all, as Z-Storm is going to be the one to weather off the storm on this one. No pun intended, as Brazil are going to be getting their first point on the board. And yeah, not the best pick for Russia.
Yarsarde leaving very early once again. Pretty sure just Frame won't escape on that one. As Brazil takes a break point on DT1 and they're still in the game. They still have the vision of a tiebreaker. They call for a timeout as I don't think they were expecting to win this, and now that they did, they need to get their mental back together, get something started, and if they can win 2 more maps, they will go to a tiebreaker.
Yep. To be fair, it might be also due to the fact that Brazil kind of ran out of picks. Nomad 4, free Hard Rock, free and Hard Rock 1 being the ones that should have went their way, and same with Nomad 5, so a lot of question marks with this one. As not many options are available for Brazil, but if they win this one, then they might as well have a pretty good chance to make it to tiebreaker. The comeback is real. The first brick has been laid, and with that timeout, Brazil needs to think and needs to think hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brazil just kind of wants to go into aim because everything we've seen them win has been aim in this match. Like, they won the Hard Rock 1, DT1, Hard Rock 3, and they've been doing really good on just the aim parts. Most of their misses have come from just either misreading or mistapping.
Well, the Nomad 1 gamble is screaming, it's calling for you, and, well, Brazil, they've played Nomad 1, they got around 2.2 million score. Question is, will Russia be able to match that, as I don't think they played against China last time, so Nomad 1 is a possibility for sure, but are there any other possibilities for Brazil to go and pick? Because Nomad 3, it went to Russia's side with a pretty significant margin as well, 500 Russia in comparison to Brazil, so not many options, but those options are still there.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Brazil can just take 1 breakpoint off of Russia, 1 more breakpoint, then it will go to a tiebreaker if they can take their point as well, obviously. Which I do feel like they can. Brazil has put up a performance of a lifetime, and they're fighting for their life now as they're in loser's bracket, and if they do win, they move on to the top 6, and that would be a really good accomplishment for Brazil to get here. As I don't believe they've been top 6 in any previous year. Actually, yeah, they have in 2022, but even then, after 3 years, getting another one would be really good for them.
Yeah, but losing this match for Russia is also going to be a massive disappointment. Russia consistently have been one of the higher scoring teams, one of the furthest going teams for 5WCs, and leaving with 7-8 is probably going to be one of the worst performances from Russia ever.
Yeah, I mean, Russia did have that win in the first 5WC as well, second place in 23. And yeah, generally just a really good team. Every year Russia has been a good team. They've never been a mid or bad team by any means, even their lower teams. And Brazil goes into Hard Rock 2 now, as we're over with the timeout.
Yeah, they are, honestly can't blame them. They won Hard Rock 1, they won Hard Rock 3, Hard Rock 2 being a precision map, also very uncomfortable and really long. That Hard Rock 2 is about 4 minutes in length, 4 minutes and 13 seconds to be exact. It's about 154 BPM. A lot of precision there, some flow and aim in that one as well. So Hard Rock 2, a precision map by all standards, but definitely not the standard precision map, as the players would have to survive probably one of the harder maps in the map pool as well.
Yeah, but Brazil does have the Hard Rock advantage. They've been proving time and time again during this match that they're a better Hard Rock team overall than Russia is, and if they can prove it once again, they'll either be leaving with a 6-4 or we'll be seeing a tiebreaker on this one. And personally, I do hope we get to see a tiebreaker, as I believe we've only seen one this weekend, if I'm not wrong, and seeing another one would be very cool, especially on a match like this, where both teams have been going back and forth, just doing their best, doing really good on all maps.
Well, if you're Brazil, you might be exhausted with the tiebreakers, but you gotta hope for this one if you want to stay alive on this tournament. They've been fighting with Chile basically on that tiebreaker to survive, and once again, this time around, it's also the matter of survival on this one. The teams are slowly getting ready for this Hard Rock 2. The same rosters as we had for Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 3, and Brazil have consistently been winning those Hard Rocks, but maybe this time it's gonna change, because they did take a lot of time with this one, but both Russia and Brazil have not played this, and I feel like this might be one of the picks that might go towards Brazilian side.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the rest of this match, it definitely might, and I wouldn't be surprised, and actually would be surprised if this goes to Russia. Russia's generally not that great of a precision team. They're good on it, but it's not their specialty, and it's definitely one of their weaker points.
For sure. But the question is, if Brazil wins this, what, I mean, that is future. We don't want to talk about this on an old focus on this Hard Rock 2. And so far, a few early misses, one early miss here from Russia, also act drops from Russia as well. Left rotate and Speedyman not looking that good on this one yet, as Brazil also does have only one of the players dropping the accuracy, which is going to be cut here, M. But 3 players still having a pretty good act on the board.
Yeah, holding the accuracies through the doubles. Speedyman finds a break right after the doubles. That's going to give a pretty big advantage to Brazil here for the moment. Map is pretty long. Gorkita is going to be finding a break for themselves again, and that's 2 combos completely gone from the side of Russia against the quad FC that Brazil's currently holding.
Yep, Brazil is still on that advantage. 2 FCs against 4. The accuracy advantage is also on the Brazilian side. Here come the sliders. So far, so good. Kai finally breaking the silence, but also Meowzar trading almost immediately. Left rotate also falling. 3 FCs against 0 from Russia and Brazil. They are running away with this one for sure. The gas pedal is being pressed with max force. The kilometers per hour just out of the window, as the speed is, well, not necessarily speed. This is not a speed map, but the precision is precisioning for Brazil. For sure, 200,000 advantage as we are just 1/3 into the map.
Yeah, and Russia doesn't even have any recoveries. Even if we do see 1 or 2 breaks from the side of Brazil, that score is going to stay in place and not move even a single centimeter. As Brazil's just looking really comfortable, especially if Storm and Ketsui were to hold. Those 2 combos are really good. Meowzart and Storm break, Lefruit breaks as well. But that is more detrimental to Russia than it is to Brazil. Brazil still have Kakir and Ketsui on the full combos. Rokita and Speedyman trying their best to keep something for Russia, keep the dream alive, but Brazil's just being too strong on this one.
Yep, those two FCs, albeit Kakir does have a lower accuracy in comparison to other players, but still, an FC is an FC as they are transitioning into the second guy now. Z-Storm finds a miss, Leffertita also finding a miss, but Kakir and Katsui are still there. Kakir finally finding a break, but Katsui, this, man, I just wanted to hype him up, man. Why? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we can see finding a break. Russia does have a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Speedyman does find a break, their highest combo, but Vorkita on the 540. Now gonna be able to start doing something possibly. There is 1/3 of the map left. I'm not sure if Vorkita alone is enough to do this, but Brazil just doesn't have combo to combat them here.
As long as Vorkuta holds, this may as go towards Russia's side, but here comes the tech section, here comes the hardest section in the map. And if Vorkuta holds on, and the Brazil will find a lot of misses, then there's a chance they're there. 300,000 going slowly towards Russia. 290 now. Meowsark finds a miss. Z-Storm and Speedyman also find the misses earlier, but the combos are still there. Kai also missing. Kakiri also missing, but Katsui holding, and the Vorkuta is still there. 260,000. The time is of essence for Russia on this one. They've already stolen that Nomad 4 from Brazil, and maybe this time they can get the advantage on their side. 200,000 last Ki now slowly going to be coming in, and Vorkuta, all eyes are on him. He needs to hold, but I'm not sure whether there'll be enough time for this one. Even if this map is long, I don't know, but the chances are there as long as they hold.
There goes Leffertita as well, and then now it's just working out with any combo, and it's just not looking like there's enough time for them to do it alone. They really needed Leffertita to hold with them to kind of keep this stream alive. But Brazil managed to build up enough combo, and going into the last spinner of the map, Russia will be losing the hard drive to just barely. If there was just a few more seconds of the map, they might have been able to do it, but not gonna be possible, and Brazil will be taking the point. And now we're down to the last pick of this match. Russia gonna be picking the last map that we see either before a 6-4 defeat for Brazil or a tiebreaker.
Yeah, how the tables have turned. Brazil has an opportunity to force tiebreaker once more. But Russia, they still have pretty good picks that they can go with. Nomad 3 being one of them. And I feel like Nomad 3 may as well be a final pick that Russia will go for. But I guess we will see.
I wouldn't be surprised, but seeing how this match has been going, there's been so many upsets and weird points being taken left and right that I'm not even sure if Russia wants to go Nomad 3. They might want to go something else entirely just to kind of just throw Brazil off. Trying anything they can. Maybe something tapping heavy. I'm not even sure what's left in the pool personally. I'm pretty sure Hidden 1 is still left, but I'm not too sure how that one's gonna go.
There's also Hidden 3. Russia did pretty good on that Hidden 3 as well, so that swing map also. But yeah, here we go. You have a Hidden 3 on the board. Zero talking indeed. 130 BPM map, but swing, so it's gonna feel a little different. Mapped by Okoratu, definitely known for a pretty interesting style of mapping. It's something that I enjoy a lot personally, and that Hidden 3 by itself has a lot of swing patterns to it, some alternate to it as well. And with that, Russia, they've played this one against China. In fact, it was the last map that they played against China, and they got 2.4 million score in this one, outscoring China by 1 million. And the question is, how Brazil will fare against this monster house of the Russian performance that happened last week. Last match, actually, not last week.
Yeah, I mean, also, Brazil's not that great on Hidden overall from what we know. This is looking bleak for Brazil, actually. This map is very favored towards Russia. We saw them win the Freemods 3 and Hidden 2 earlier as well. Having hidden advantages, Freemods 3 was decided by the easy as well, to be fair, but even then, Russia's just a better Hidden team, and if Brazil does win this, they have a chance to win the whole match, but I'm not sure how confident they are on this personally.
Yep, we have not seen them play this one, so they had an option. I don't think it was banned against them, so Actually, I might have to take a look on this one, but in case if Brazil banned this themselves, then this will scream trouble.
Yeah, we can only hope that Brazil manages to take this and go to tiebreaker here. But
Oh,
it is...
Chile banned this. Yeah, Chile banned this hidden free against Brazil, so maybe Brazil will do good on this one. Maybe not. 2.4 million score from Russia is definitely something to achieve, as that map is quite difficult. The players are ready. They are in the lobby. And with that, this may as well be a final map once again, or a comeback of the century for Brazil. There is still tiebreaker. There is still this map. We will see, as Hidden Free Swing map is going to start shortly.
Yeah, we can only hope Brazil manages to put up the performance that Chile was scared of yesterday with banning the map, and that Russia's not going to get that much of good of a score, so Brazil can bring this to tiebreaker, but in the end, we'll just have to wait and see how confident they are on this map. We see a very early accuracy advantage on the side of Russia, but this map's pretty long, not gonna matter too much.
Yep, indeed. 3 minutes and 22 seconds on the longer side once again. But this map, the way it goes, it just starts off with the doubles, ends it with the doubles. There's going to be a slight slider stream, not a slider stream, a stream basically, a 1/3 stream in the third quarter of the map or the second third of the map. And here comes the first build up, the first bridge here with the doubles. Still, the combo is on a Russian side, as well as the accuracy also looking good for them. But no misses so far from any of these teams. As, well, not anymore though, as Storm does find a miss, which does offset the situation for both of these teams and gives Russia even more of an advantage.
Yeah, Russia's looking really comfortable and in a really comfortable place as well, as they have 2 misses, never mind. ESD trades it, but even then that's gonna hurt both teams a lot, as the score, I believe, is just stationary, not moving in the slightest, as both teams have only 2 FCs, basically no recoveries.
Yeah, but one of the FCs from Russia, Necroplasma, not looking good on the accuracy, 93% in comparison to 97 for both Ketsu and Kawa, which does lean it towards the Brazilian side ever so slightly. 1/3 of the map now gone though, as the combo and the advantage is really close for both of these teams. Meowsart finds a miss, but still, Brazil will take this advantage to themselves, build up the combo, but Katsui though does find a miss in the middle of the map. This is gonna be huge for Russia, and now they will take this advantage to get this on their side. The score cap is gonna hurt Brazil a lot. This is not the miss that you want to see, and here comes the second Ki.
Yeah, now Brazil just kinda has to up cow breaks as well, and now the double FC on the side of Russia is really powerful. Brazil has nothing to respond with either, even if those 2 break, as Rokita is on the supporting combo. They have the 500, even if the 2 FCs break, that is still going to be really hard for Brazil to do basically anything here.
Yes, those combos are holding, and they're holding good. Here comes the stream that I've been mentioning. Maybe we might see a lot of breaks here from Russia, but Storm is going to be the one breaking Necroplasma, losing their FC. Antalians holding on to this stream as Vorkuta also finds a miss. And this man is looking to FC this map. 1.6 million score for Russia right now, and growing. Necroplasma once one more miss on the slow section, but the combo advantage is there for Russia, especially with that FC from Antalians. Can they hold this? Can they do this? We will see, but I know for certain that this is not looking good for Brazil. They fought hard, they fought violently, but it's all gonna be crushed by Antalians. The FC is there, and the question is whether he will be able to finish it off with an FC. Here comes the last Ki. The doubles are there. Necroplasma Meows aren't missing. Kawa missing, but Antolion still holding strong. No obstacles in his way. It's your time to shine. You're on the spotlight, and you're about to finish off this map with an FC once more. Brazil, they tried their best. It was going so well, but this hidden free is gonna be the dream crusher of Brazil. Antaliant is gonna be the nightmare that will haunt them as they do find an FC on this hidden free.
And that is an insane, not only personal score for Antalians, but generally a team score that's just insanity to see. Brazil put up one hell of a fight, putting in so much work to get here. Going from what we probably didn't even think was going to be that much of a close match, going to a 6-4, insane performance here, as Brazil is going to be knocked out of the tournament, out of the 5-digit World Cup, ending up 7-8, which is a very respectable placement regardless. And Russia will be moving on to the finals, going up against what I believe is going to be
Philippines.
Germany? Philippines,
No,
okay,
they're
yeah.
gonna be playing against Philippines. Yeah. Nice try there from Brazil, but definitely a match to see. I had a lot of fun casting this, and casting this one for you was both Leiden and Foxy. Congratulations to Russia for advancing into the final stage, and good luck to them with Philippines. And thank you, Brazil, for participating. I hope you've enjoyed your stay on this 5-digit World Cup 2025. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be saying our goodbyes, and we will see you in 2 hours at 19 UTC with the match of Canada versus France. So make sure to tune into this one. See ya, everyone. Casting this one for you was Leiden and Foxy. Goodbye.
Goodbye for now.